keeping your distance.
What we're gonna do is we're gonna copy everything from our testing layer and we're gonna paste it over here. So it's showing up. Oh, I tried copying it, man. I swear. Let's see. So I got that copied. Next thing I do here is paste. Alright. So we got that covered. So what I'm gonna try to do now, ladies and gentlemen, is I'm gonna essentially try to make different versions of these assets. So this is our first one. Okay? We're gonna give it a certain vibe. So pretend our bridge doesn't even exist. We got our switch. Okay? And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna color each of these things in the same style that our glowing circuit line is. And I'll show you what it looks like once it's complete.
So when you look at buildings within New York City, such as the Empire State Building, you need to understand that a lot of implementation was done, materials placed, and etc. But you can also tell this is the same. Instead of looking it into levels within games, we can look at this. Actually, you know what? You can look at this within RPG games. The different sort of the construction of the landmark, which makes it which are where the ideas come, right, and the different cutscenes where they take place. But forget about all that. If you look at world building or world maps, for example, forget Rayman Legends. Let's look at something such as Super Mario 3D World. They have a lot of world building aspects within it, right? And a lot of different maps that you can explore, or just levels you spot, go from 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. Or even perhaps Sonic X Shadow, the world building and the construction of how the levels are built show how the ideas become a reality within what you're playing.
You can see here that this is what my bricks look like if they're like color coded like this. It's like you could see through them, right? So what I did was all I did was I took the color of one of these. I just changed the opacity from 70 to 50. I just changed the opacity and messed around with the opacity, modified it around a little bit, and I managed to get one of these bricks. I mean, I can make a more in-depth video of how I did this later, but basically this is just what I did first to match the overall vibe and style. The reason why I didn't do the doors was because the doors are most likely made of wood as a gaming asset, and these bricks that are holding up the door, or just the structure itself, is most likely just, you know, they most likely got wires and stuff underneath and pipes and different things that you could see through them. So yeah, I mean, that's basically why I color coded like this. And I can do this with any physical asset that has or possesses things that go through them. So this is a fun, cool trick that you can try. Okay?
Now, we finally come to the last one, which is the atmosphere of the spaces. Now, I know I discussed about this in the previous video, but in essence, the lighting and the effects, the sounds, this is one of the main reasons why people will play video games or go and visit certain places or parts of the world in general. So we need to understand that architects don't just build structures, they mainly decide how people feel and move within a given space. And on top of that, animation's pretty much the same thing. It's not just the how it's moved, it's basically the experience that is being given. All right.
I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna take the opacity of this. I'll take that eraser right there. I'm going to basically use it. So opacity is like 50%, which you can clearly see on the screen. I'm gonna take it and what the fruit loops. I'll take it. I'm gonna do that. Okay. For each and every single one, I'll be right back. Alright, do the first one. Now watch how I do the second one. I just fill it in, just like that. And I'm gonna do the same exact thing for the others. I just fill it in once and that's pretty much it. Yeah, so basically you could see that all I did was just change the opacity. Except for the bricks above right here, these blue ones, these bluish ones. These ones in particular, I used one of the colors from the glowing circuit line, one of these colors, and I changed the opacity based on that. So this one may have been, it may have been the entire color itself for these dots. And then I reduced it to 70 for the lines, 70%, and then for the ones that are innerly circled, I did around 50% for that. And for these ones in particular, I just, you saw me using the eraser, so that's basically how I did it. Alright.
Alright. So first you got the parts, which makes up whatever the structure is or building, okay? So you can think of it as the different number of parts that constitute or make up something. Now we have connections, whatever basically connects those parts in general. Alright. Then you got the location of the connected parts, which is what makes it up, and you need to know where to place it within the building or within the structure itself. Then you got automation, which is basically what the building does, right? Or the things that are moving within it. It can be electricity, it can be elevators, etc., etc. Now we have the final thing, which is replication. And when it comes to replicating, we have a copy and paste mechanism, right? Or basically you can just, like you make the same buildings, apartments that look similar, homes that look similar,
especially when it comes to urban planning. It's not much of a hassle. Then you got the versions. Now, versions, when we come up with versions, we are not saying we're saying it's the same product or the same principle that's being followed, except there's different versions of it. So you can say I have a red car, which is the same model, but there's also a black version of that model. That's basically it. Alright, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this black. So let's take black, right? So say we have a black border line, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to say how much of space does this take? Okay, not that much, not bad. I'm gonna take this. Oh, the opacity is at 50%. Let me put it back to 100. Just to show the example. Hold on. Alright, there we go. It's right here. Oopsie. Here. Then we're gonna do it right here. I have this right here. Okay, now I'm gonna press this one. I'm gonna do it right here. Right here. The next thing I'm gonna do get to 50% opacity. Get the eraser out. I'm gonna try coloring it like this. So I did it for that one. So I need to do the same for this one. And that's basically how it works. If you want to do it with the black, if it's black with black border lined.
Castle. Alright, we now at Bowser's Castle. There's lava and got the castle all flowing. And what you need to understand is that this is what we use to connect. We use this to connect stuff. This is the stuff that connects the castle. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure you can tell what it is. Now, we're back to the castle. We got the location, alright? And I know there's parts and stuff. The location you see is right, I don't know, near volcano, Lord of the Rings, hellish style, like volcano right here. Now back to the castle. We want to know what's so similar of all the Bowser's castles, right? How they keep getting automated. It's basically these bracelets right here. I don't know, maybe Kamek put a power on them and they just grow castles. They just sprout. I mean, you do know that Kamek does build all these castles, right? Alright. Now, another thing you want to know about Bowser's Castle is that everything about Bowser has this. The repetition. The repetition is what makes things work. Now, we've seen very many different styles of castles. Bowser's castles in the Mario's games. So one of them would be this one right here, Super Mario Bros. Wii. Oh yeah, and the Bowser's Castle here was just AI generated, but this Super Mario Bros. Wii one is pretty much the real deal.